Hello, and a very warm welcome to Cultural Communication Confidence with me, Victoria Reynoldson. And first of all, a very happy new year. This is my first solo episode back in the new year in 2024. So if you have been celebrating and had some holidays over the last few weeks, I hope that you've had a wonderful time and you're having a really great start to the new year. Myself, I also took a few weeks off, which was lovely. I had some time off with my family in London and really enjoyed the end of 2023. And now I'm back. I'm really excited to be sharing more episodes with you. And this particular episode, I'm really excited to share with you because this is my annual review of what I think will be the 5 big ideas in communication and cultural intelligence in 2024. Now, this is for you, whether you are a leader, a manager, part of a team, part of a multicultural team, but it's for anybody who considers themselves a global professional working in international and multicultural environments. And this is my view based on being close to what's going on in the market, but also talking to you, talking to clients, talking to my community, and really understanding what is top of mind right now for people. And what I believe will make the biggest differences to the way that you're working this year, in your job that you're currently doing, but also in your career as it develops in 2024. So I'm really excited to share these with you, and we're going to go straight into them now. So the very first idea that I want to share with you, the big idea for communication, is all about connection. Now, connection is something that seems to be coming up time and time again at the moment as a word. I've noticed so many people talk about the fact that they are communicating more than ever. There are so many different ways to create meetings, to fill your day with meetings and interactions. But what people are really looking for is connection. So not just the quick messages on whether it's collaboration tools or WhatsApp message or messenger tools, but actually really kind of finding the connection time, understanding that people want to know who we are and we want to know who others are, not just what we do or what our job title is. So connection is so important. And I've noticed as well that it's about connection often in person. So yes, virtual world is amazing. Yes, we're very lucky to connect with people all over the world at a touch of a button. But I also myself feel it as well, that drive to connect with people in person, to have a real coffee together and get to know each other. So that's the first idea, big idea, connection. The second big idea is meaningful conversations. And I suppose this one is related to the first one in that people want to have genuine insights into who we are rather than just transactional conversations. This might mean, for example, designing your conversation, thinking about where is it you want to have the conversation? Is it just in the meeting room, in the workplace? Or are you going to go to a coffee shop off-site? Are you going to meet somewhere different, somewhere neutral, to have a different kind of conversation? It's about how you show up in that conversation. What intent do you bring? How you listen and demonstrate your listening, for example, with your non-verbal communication and your body language. And then what is it you really talk about? I know that a huge theme this year even in 2023 and coming into 2024 has been that people want to be more open and honest about how they really feel, to actually feel safe to be vulnerable about what they're going through personally, as well as communicating what's going on in their day job. So this point, meaningful conversations, so important. What are you going to do to create meaningful conversations in 2024? The third big idea is all about keeping things simple. This is about what we actually say and do in our meetings, in our presentations. And it's a theme that I come back to time and time again, because in some ways I hear there's a lot of complexity in the world. I hear that meetings are complicated, that there's a lot that needs to be gone through, that people are wading through politics that are happening in those meetings. But if we can keep things simple, then we get back to what is it we really need and want to communicate. What are 3 key messages that we need to land, whether we have 20 minutes of somebody's time or whether we have a whole hour to present something. This is something that is, in some ways, sounds easy, but it's not. And in fact, it's something that requires real attention to plan, to think about what is it that we need to say and how do we land it. So the third big idea is keep it simple. How are you going to keep your communication simple this year? Make sure that your messages really land, and make sure that your communication style is inclusive so that others understand you, no matter where they're from. This is so critical in multicultural and multilingual teams. So my fourth idea. The fourth idea is all about cultural intelligence can help build trust in teams. Now, if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, you know that cultural intelligence is an idea, a philosophy that is incredibly important to how I work. What it means is that it's about an approach that is not just about stereotyping or thinking that you can read a book and learn everything there is to know about one person's culture. It's about acknowledging we're all individuals. We all have our multiple cultural influences on us. And so what is really important is to build awareness of others' preferred ways of doing things, and then to adapt ourselves, to understand what is it in ourselves that we can change to connect better with people in our teams. This is so important, whether you are a leader, a manager of a team, whether you are a part of a team. If you can think about how others prefer to interact, how they like to communicate and be communicated with, you can adapt your way of communicating, how you say things, your tone of voice, your body language, to really make sure that you are communicating and connecting. This is the power of cultural intelligence. It helps build trust so people can have the meaningful conversations. It helps situations where there is a misunderstanding or miscommunication. It can also help in those extreme situations where there is disagreement or conflict or a challenge around how to move things through. So think about this. How can cultural intelligence help you and your team in 2024? How can you adapt your communication style and your behaviors so when you're interacting with others, you're taking into account how they prefer to interact with you? So this is the fourth idea. Cultural intelligence can help build trust in teams. And then finally, the fifth idea. It's probably no surprise that I'm going to talk about AI. But the idea here is that AI can assist us. It doesn't replace our communication. Now, this is really important because I'm sure you've heard a lot about AI in the last 12 months, and we will continue to hear more about AI, and I'm sure the pace of change will accelerate. What I want you to know is that AI clearly is a very powerful and a very exciting tool. It can assist us in all sorts of ways. It can give us ideas. We can research topics. It's also fantastic in communication because it can help you explore alternative wording, alternative ways to express things. It also can help you specifically in written communication, exploring different ways to say things. But let's be absolutely clear. AI is the best kind of assistant, but it doesn't replace you. You are you. You have your communication style, your personality, the way you say things, the specific words and phrases that come into what you say and how you say it. At this stage, I don't believe AI can replace that. And so what I want you to really focus on is that AI is a great efficiency tool. It can help us with supporting us in research and exploring and discovery. But at the end of the day, you are you in the way that you communicate. You are human, and we want to communicate with other humans. And this is where, this particular idea, AI is an assistant but doesn't replace us, brings all of the big ideas together. Because when we are human, when we talk like humans, listen like humans, when we use real language and simple language rather than business buzzwords and jargon and acronyms, then that's when we can really connect. That's when we have meaningful conversations. That's when we keep it simple and speak like a human. And that's when we use our cultural intelligence and build trust with our teams, with the people that we work with. I hope that you have found these 5 big ideas for 2024 really interesting, and I hope it's been thought-provoking for you. I'd love to know at the end of this episode, what do you see as the most resonant one for you right now? Where do you need to focus your attention, develop your skills? Is that more on the communication side? Is it on the cultural intelligence side? Really reflect on this. And of course, if you would like support in that, whether that's in developing communication confidence, leadership communication, or cultural intelligence for yourself as an individual or for your team, then please get in touch. I would love to have a conversation about how I can support you to grow yourself in 2024. Thank you so much for joining me here today for this very special New Year kicking off 2024 episode. It's great to be back. I am so excited to share lots more episodes in 2024, both solo topics where you'll learn lots more about communication and cultural intelligence, as well as having a really exciting range of guests that I've got planned for you to come on to the show. If you have any questions at all, then I'd love to hear about them. And equally, if you have a topic that you're finding challenging right now and you want to know the answers to, message me via the links in the show notes and let me know. And maybe your topic will be a feature in a future topic of the podcast. In the meantime, I wish you a great start to the year, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Cultural Communication Confidence.